Well, good evening, folks. Welcome back to the farm. It's a bit of a late one here this evening for me. I'm just finally getting out to do evening chores now. It's also a cold one. Boy, oh boy, yesterday was cold too, but this morning it was minus 20. It did actually warm up quite a bit throughout the day, but it's come at the cost of a huge wind, right? So it's sitting right around the freezing mark right now, which, 20-degree increase in temperature, that's significant, but it came with a 20-mile-an-hour increase in the wind speed as well. So it's just as cold as it was this morning. It's just because it's so windy. Anyway, so why I'm out here so late? Well, I was actually learning. Yeah, believe it or not, I can actually do that. I've been worried about our water well for some time now. We drilled the water well in 2017. In fact, it was the very first thing, well, no, it was the second thing we did. The first thing we did was pull our holiday trailer out into an open field and say, yeah, I think we'll set up camp here. And the second thing we did was drill the water well. So we had the water well drilled and we didn't tie it in for, it was a long time. It was like, what would it be, 7 months afterwards? It was a long time because we didn't have power. We didn't have, the shop wasn't built, so we had nowhere to run the water well to. So it was quite some time anyways, until we got it all finally tied in. And since then, we've never really done anything with the well. It's just flowed and flowed and flowed and flowed. And we have an amazing soft water well. The water tastes good. But we do notice that when we make ice or anywhere around the water filtration system on the fridge, there's this like white powdery substance, kind of like anthrax. Yeah, no, but I'm pretty sure it's sodium or some type of mineral deposit. And then every once in a while, you'll just get a whiff of that almost like sulfury kind of smell, which is kind of lead me to believe there's some bacteria in the well. And so what I did tonight is I signed up for a water well workshop, and it was fantastic because it gave me lots of insight into what I thought was the issue, what is actually the issue. It gave me a list of resources that I could go to kind of work on some of those problems, and then reaffirm some of the solutions that I thought were probably a good idea, but I never really had the courage to kind of put it out there and really see if it worked. So one of those things was shock chlorination for the well. Like I said, we haven't touched our well at all. The previous place I lived at, Sunset House, I had just under 20 acres there. It also had a water well, and I shock chlorinated it with 2 jugs of bleach, essentially. So my mom's cousin Calvin, that's what he said to do. He said, just dump 2 jugs of Javex down there, circulate your well, leave it sit for 24 hours, and then just pump it out in the lawn, and you're done. And so that was okay. Well, I give it a try. Yeah, definitely there was bleach all throughout that well, but then I got a whole bunch of sediment up too because I had steel casing, and then circulating the well knocked a bunch of stuff off the casing walls. And yeah, so limited success, if we could really call it success. In this particular case, what they've been explaining during this workshop was that actually you should try and bulk load your well. So you calculate your water volume, and then you want to exceed your water volume by, I think it's 50% is what they said. Then you calculate to have 200 milligrams per liter of chlorine inside that water that you batch mix, and then dump that down your well, so that not only does it displace all the water in your well bore, but then it actually goes out into the aquifer. So it's treating the aquifer immediately surrounding your well and getting rid of a lot of that sulfate causing bacteria and slime causing bacteria. Anyways, I thought that was pretty interesting because, forever and a day, I'd heard it said that you could dump, household bleach down the well. And I just thought, well, is this just some like hillbilly thing that people do that, you're always at risk of like getting bleach poisoning? But yeah, no, it was reaffirmed. It's actually a thing. You just want to make sure that your calculation is right. They said more bleach is actually worse because it increases corrosion in your well and reduces efficiency in actually killing bacteria. So there you go. We're on the right path. This summer, that gives me some homework to do. We have some IBC totes here that have been cleaned out. So I think I'm going to batch mix up some water, put it in the box of the truck, batch mix up some water and bleach, and then back up to the well. And then just, one of these days where maybe we're going away for a day or something like that, or maybe even 2 days if we go off camping for the weekend or something like that, we can shock chlorinate the well, and then when we come home, just pump it all down the hill, or maybe even you know, set up a sprinkler or something like that to kind of spread it out over an area. And then kind of observe and see exactly what it does, you know, to the quality of the water. Anyways, water well quality aside, that's not the real reason I came out to the shop, although I do love talking to you guys. I did actually come out here to do the flight of the bumblebee because tomorrow we're leaving. We're gonna head to the mountains. We've rented a cabin out there, out in Jasper National Park, and we're gonna take a couple of days to just set the phones down, you know, breathe some fresh mountain air, maybe hit the reset button, and hopefully come back re-energized and rejuvenated. So yeah, so I'm out here basically making sure all the animals, every bulk feed is taken care of, water's taken care of, everything, you know, so that farm sitters just got to come and do some checks and maybe feed the dogs. And it's easy, simple, not too much work, not too many inefficiencies for them. So now when we get back, I've been saying this for a few days now, how all of this junk in the center of the shop has to get put away in Chaos Corner. Well, when we get home, it literally has to get put away in Chaos Corner because we're gonna start building chicken tractors right over here where all this shit, all this nonsense is, and I can't have it, right? I can't deal with it. We've got to get the chicken tractors done because April 28th, what does that work out to be? Ooh, like 6 weeks, close to that anyways, until our Cornish cross chicks arrive. And so D-Day's coming, boy, oh boy. And we've got to have a place to put them. And so if you haven't seen, you know, yesterday's video, I talked about, you know, did the wife really just say I could build another chicken house? Yes, that's the other thing that's on the books for this summer, is to build an additional chicken house, probably a slightly bigger chicken house than what we have. And so I really want to hear your ideas. So go to our Facebook page, look up Kirkville Farm on Facebook, go down there, drop us all your fancy chicken coop ideas. Maybe not fancy, maybe practical, functional. That's what we really want to know, not just all bells and whistles. It's got to be functional. The chicken's got to be able to use it. But yeah, throw some ideas in there, throw some pictures in there, be really cool. My mother dropped one in today. It was actually like a little miniature KFC. Thought that was hilarious. The chickens, if they could read, probably wouldn't appreciate the irony there. But yes, if we're ever gonna get out of here, I should probably continue on doing the chores. I'm sorry to disappoint everybody. There's not gonna be a video for a few days. You're just gonna have to make do, maybe go back, watch some old ones, you know, some reruns, right? That's, you know, lots of people do that. There's nothing wrong with that. Watch some reruns, yeah. Maybe go back to see some of the stuff we did last summer. And then when we do it again this summer, you'll see exactly what we learned, all the hard lessons. But for now, yeah, I will let you go. I've got some work to do before I get my cup of tea. But I hope you have a fantastic evening. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. And we will see you when we get back.